This is Ashlesha Adatra. In previous lecture, we taught layout managers in AWT. In this section, we are going to discuss menus, menu bars, dialog boxes, and file dialog in AWT. So, menu bars and menus. A top level window can have a menu bar associated with it. A menu bar displays a list of top-level menu choices. Each choice is associated with a drop-down menu. For example, we see there is option file. In that file option, there are many options such as save, new, open. So this is called as menu items and menu. This is one example of menus. This concept is implemented in Java by the following classes: menu bar, menu, and menu item. So to implement the menus, there are three classes in Java, which are those: menu bar, menu, and menu item. In general, a menu bar contains one or more menu objects. Each menu object contains a list of menu item objects. So file is a menu, and under the file menu there are number of menu items such as new, open, save as, print, and so on. Each menu item object represents something that can be selected by the user. Since menu is a subclass of menu item, a hierarchy of nested submenus can be created. It is also possible to include checkable menu items. These are menu options of type checkbox menu item and will have a check mark next to the when they are selected. For creating menu bar, we first create an instance of menu bar class. This class only defines the default constructor. Next, create an instance of menu that will define the selections displayed on the bar. That means if you want to create a menu, you should first create menu bar and then menu, so that the menus are created on that menu bar. Creating a menu on frame. There are three constructors for creating menu. First one is empty constructor. Second one is passing the string for option name. Third one is passing the string and boolean removable. Here, option name specifies the name of the menu selection. If removable is true, the pop-up menu can be removed and allowed to float free. Otherwise, it will remain attached to the menu bar. Removable menus are implementation dependent. If you want to uh, give the selection mode for that particular menu, you can use the third constructor, that which defines if removable is true, the pop-up menu can be removed and allowed to float free. The first form creates an empty menu. Individual menu items are type of menu item. It defines these constructor. First one is empty constructor. Second one is by passing the item name, and third one is by passing the short key for that your menu item. So the item name is the name shown in the menu, and the key access is the menu shortcut for this item. Means if you want to give the shortcut key for your menu item, then you can use the third type of constructor. We can disable or enable a menu item by using the set enabled method. Its form is shown here. Void set enabled, boolean enabled, flag. If the argument enabled flag is true, the menu item is enabled. If false, the menu item is disabled. We can determine an item status by calling is enabled. This method is shown here. Boolean is enabled. The is enabled returns true if the menu item on which it is called is enabled. Otherwise, it returns false. So, these are the basic two methods if you want to use on your menu items. We can create a checkable menu item by using a subclass of menu item called checkbox menu item. So there is another class called checkbox menu item, which is the subclass of menu item. It has these constructors. First one is empty constructor. Second one is checkbox menu item string item name, and third one is checkbox menu item string item name comma boolean on. Here item name is the name shown in the menu. Checkable items operate as toggles. Each time one is selected, its state changes. In the first two forms, the checkable entry is unchecked. In the third form, if on is true, the checkable entry is initially checked. Otherwise, it is cleared. It is same as your checkbox items. It allows menus to be selected or not selected. We can obtain the status of checkable item by calling getState. We can set it to a known state by using setState method. So boolean getState returns the state of your checkable item, and void setState boolean check it allow us to set the status for that checkable item. If the item is checked, getState returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. For checking an item, pass true to setState. To clear an item, pass false. Once we have created a menu item, we must add the item to a menu object by using add element, which has the following general form. Menu item add menu item. Here item is the item being added. Items are added to a menu in order in which the calls to add take place. The item is returned. Once we have added all items to menu object, we can add that object to menu bar by using this version of add defined by the menu bar. Menu, add, menu. Here menu is the menu being added, the menu is returned. Means if you want to create menus, first you want to define all the menu items. After defining all the menu items, you must add it on your menus, and then menus are going to be added on the menu bar. So this is the flow. First create menu items, then add it to your menu, then the menu is being added on the menu bar. Menus only generate events when an item of type menu item or checkbox menu item is selected. They do not generate events when a menu bar is accessed to display a drop-down menu. For example, each time a menu is selected, an action event object is generated. Each time a checkbox menu item is checked or unchecked, an item event object is generated. What is this saying? That whenever you are going to select, some event is occurred. We will discuss it in further part of event handling. Just remember that whenever we are going to select many items, some action is performed, and whenever we are going to check the menu items checked, or for example it is checked or unchecked, then item event object is generated. Hmm? So simply remember that when we are going to perform any operation regarding menus items, some event is occurred or some action is performed. For example, if I am going to using the menu item in file menu new, while I am clicking on the new option, some new document is created regarding to your particular application. So this is called as some event is occurred. Thus, we must implement the action listener and item listener interfaces in order to handle these menu events. So, when I am going to click on the new option, new document is created. How it is created? So, we need to implement those action listener and item listener interfaces to create such operations or such event to handle. The getItem method of item event returns a reference to the item that generated this event. The general form of this method is shown here. Object getItem. Following is an example that adds a series of nested menus to a pop-up window. The item is selected is displayed in the window. The state of the two checkboxes menus item is also displayed. See, I am creating menu by using frame because frame contains title bar and menu bar both. So I am going to use frame for creating menus or menu bars. Here I am taking checkbox menu item debug and test. After creating the item, I am going to add it on my menu. So first create the menu bar object, again create menu object. So I have menu items, new, open, close and quit. While creating my menus, the menu items are added on my menus. Here the menu object file dot add items. Again, while adding the items on my file, I am going to add my menu on my menu bar. Mbar dot add file. Here again I am going to create one another menu. Same procedure. After creating menu items, I am going to add it on my menu, and the menu is added on to menu bar. Here The checkable menu item is also going to add it on my menu. Edit.add, debug, test, new checkbox menu item, edit.add, test, and this menu is going to add on my menu bar object. While I am going to run this program, the as follows. See here, edit, cut, copy, paste, special debug. So we can create menu and menu bar. Dialog boxes. Often we will want to use a dialog box to hold a set of related controls. Dialog boxes are primarily used to obtain user input. They are similar to frame windows except that the dialog boxes are always child windows of a top level window. Also, dialog boxes don't have menu bars. In other respects, dialog boxes function like frame windows. Dialog boxes may be model or model-less. When a model dialog box is active, all input is directed to it until it is closed. This means that we cannot access other parts of our program until we have closed the dialog box. This is one example. While you are going to close the Microsoft Word is without saving your data, there is one dialog box is appeared. Save, can't save, don't save, and cancel. So we need to click on some other options the dialog box is given, and when you are going to select one of the options, then and then only you can close the Microsoft Word. This is one type of example called as model dialog box. When a model-less dialog box is active, input focus can be directed to another window in our program. Thus, other parts of our program remain active and accessible. So, these are the two types of dialog boxes, model dialog box and model-less dialog box. Dialog boxes are of type dialog. Two commonly used constructors are shown here. First one is dialog frame parent window, comma boolean more, and second one is dialog frame parent window, comma string title, comma boolean more. Here the parent window is the owner of the dialog box. If mode is true, the dialog box is model. Otherwise, it is model-less. The title of the dialog box can be passed in title. Generally, we will subclass dialog, adding the functionality required by your application. This is the example for dialog box. So, public class dialog example. Here I am using the constructor, creating the object for frame. Now D is equal to dialog, D is equal to new dialog frame of object of frame, comma title to that dialog box and status. D dot set layout, I am using the layout new flow layout. I am using a button so that while I am going to click on my button, my dialog box is appeared. So that for that I need to perform event handling. So for button, while I am going to click on my button, my dialog box should be appear on the window, so that we must implement the action listener. To use the action listener, we should import the packet import java.awt.event as shown here. So again, how to use the listener? Hmm? B dot means object of my button. I want to perform event handling or action perform event handling on my button. So B dot add action listener in bracket new action listener of my action listener class. The method called action perform, I need to implement that method. So the method called public void action perform by passing the object of action event class E dialog example dot d dot set visible false. This is the method where I am going to show my dialog boxes. So after I am going to click my button OK, some action is performed. The action code is this. We need to implement the action listener, and for of the action perform method of that action listener, and I am going to set my dialog boxes visible. My method is closed. After performing the or after writing the code for your action, I am going to add it on the window. D dot add new label, click button to continue. D dot add B. D set size 300 300. So while I am going to run this program, shown as there is one window is appeared while I am the dialog box is appeared. When I'm going to click on my OK button, some action is performed. So this is the example of my dialog box. Next one is file dialog. Java provides a built-in dialog box that lets the user specify a file. To create a file dialog box, instantiate an object of type file dialog. This causes a file dialog box to be displayed. Usually, this is the standard file dialog box provided by operating system. The file dialog provides the following constructor. File dialog, frame parent, comma string, box name. Second constructor, file dialog, frame parent, comma string, box name, comma int how. And third one is file dialog, frame parent. Here the parent is the owner of the dialog box and the box name is the name displayed in the box title bar. If a box name is omitted, the title of the dialog box is empty. If how is file dialog dot load, then the box is selecting a file for reading, and if how is file dialog dot save, the box is selecting a file for writing. That the third constructor creates a dialog box for selecting a file for reading. So the file dialog box appear given the options for loading, saving and reading. To load some file using file dialogs, there is constant defined by file dialog class, file dialog dot load. And to save a file, there is a constant file dialog dot save. And simply if you want to read the file, so simply pass the owner of the dialog box by using third constructor. The file dialog provides methods that allow us to determine the name of the file and its path as selected by the user. Here are two examples: string get directory, string get file. These methods return the directory and the file name respectively. So this is the example for file dialog. Hmm. Creating a frame by setting title to the frame, file dialog frame demo. F.set is creating the object of file dialog is equal to new frame object of frame title for the dialog and F.set visible true by setting the file dialog visible to user. So after we run the program, this is the output. So one type of file dialog is open. So this is the example of file dialog. Thank you.